And welcome back to Not Easy Being Geeky, the podcast where me, Rachel, the host, talks about nerdy shit. And as usual, we are talking about shit that makes me angry. So today's topic is something that if you've been on TikTok, you might have seen going around for at least I would say the past year. Something that I feel very closely related to because not only am I in that community, but I think what frustrates me is that I feel like people are ignoring a lot of the toxic behaviors that happen before TikTok was even a thing or social media. And that is the cosplay community dying. And I feel like if we're gonna talk about this topic, we have to not just address how shitty social media is, but how toxic in general nerd fandom is, and especially the cosplay community. Um, and I mean, I feel like anybody that's a person of color will know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Or just someone who's just genuinely like not a size two. Uh, the cosplay community, at least in my experience, and what I know for a fact, a lot of my friends have experienced, is very particular. If something's not canon, if you do something even slightly different, if you're just starting up and your cosplay maybe isn't that perfect because you didn't have the funds to make it air quote canon, whatever. If you could just afford the shitty Amazon cosplay, or if you made a closet cosplay, whatever, people will come for you so fucking hard. And it's like, I feel a lot of the time like it's people who don't even fucking cosplay. I really do, because if I don't want to exclude that, but I do feel a lot of the time that's exactly what it is people who have never done it a single day in their fucking life, and they want to criticize every little thing about it when it's a hobby. Most of the time, people do not get paid for this, and if they do, a lot of time, I mean, unless you're getting, like, major sponsorships, I mean, you're not making shit, even if you are making money. And I mean, that's coming from friends of mine who are, I mean, very much have way better numbers than I do, like, in the millions, millions of followers, and it just really is sad. I do feel, though, however, that TikTok has made it way worse. Social media in general has made it way worse because at least with TikTok in this case, um, I'll talk about Instagram too and all that shit, but specifically with TikTok, what has happened is you have this very niche community of people who genuinely enjoy doing something, and I feel like TikTok in itself is trying to push away this community because, I mean, just if you see the numbers, you see even people with, like I said, millions of followers getting shit views, like 200 views, which makes no fucking sense. Just logistically, it doesn't make any fucking sense. If you have a million subscribers and not even half your audience is seeing a video you post, something ain't right there. And it's within their algorithm. I feel like they are really trying to push away this very small niche community that honestly helped build the app up. The thing is that the cosplay community, I'm just gonna say it, it's always been fucking toxic, but not in the way that it is now. It's a different type of toxicity. The cosplay community has always been fucking racist, sexist, misogynistic. I mean, on my Instagram, TikTok, pretty much any social media that I have, where I can censor certain words, I have every single racial slur you could think of, like, blocked out, because that is one of the first, like, it does not fail, just not being white. I mean, and I don't look white. Like, that's the thing, I'm not white passing at all. I very much have, like, very defined, like, Latina, air quote, features. I have tan skin, dark hair, dark eyes, not a very Eurocentric nose. like very much don't look white at all. And so, anytime I post a video, at least when I first started, that would always be one of the first comments I would get. It did not fucking fail. And I mean, I cannot stress this. I like it, like from the very first video I posted, I had to do that because I would get so much hate instantly. Like, and I'm talking like something that would get maybe tops like 100 views, and I would have at least within the first 10 seconds of it hitting the damn For You page, like it would instantly, I would get like something in there about like this character isn't, because half the time people don't know what I am. When they look at me, they'll be like, this character isn't black, this character isn't that, this da 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 da. Go hop the border. I would get something. Like it did not fucking matter. And so I had to do that for my own sanity, because I know not every person is like that. And so for my own sanity, I had to blur out those words because it was very hard to even want to make content, because as soon as you put it out there, you're already getting degraded. And that's like so defeating just because I don't look the way people want me to look. And so that was the first thing I was like, if I'm going to talk about this, I want to address that first off. Like it's just the honest truth. I mean, there is so much racism rooted in all of this shit. I mean, perfect example, like when Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power dropped and House of the Dragon dropped, people are like, there's no black elves. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the actual fuck are you talking about? What? I literally could not compute in my brain. Could not fucking compute. And it's just like, if that's the first fucking thing you notice, maybe the source material isn't the fucking issue here, okay? Like, if that is the first fucking thing that you noticed, or it's, I mean, like, since it's brand new that people are talking about this, and it's so sad that it's true, the new Little Mermaid trailer just dropped, and Halle Bailey, first of all, I'm just gonna say it, the first, like, 10 seconds, it's just, like, her voice is fucking phenomenal, so if you're talking shit, then I'm just gonna fucking say it, you're just fucking racist. There is literally nothing wrong with if you're gonna shit talk it, let's talk about how shitty some of the CGI was, but not, the characters are not what's bad. The music was not what was bad. You're just fucking racist. I'm just gonna fucking say it. And then the other people that want to say like, she doesn't have the red hair, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, that's not natural either. So I don't want to hear jack shit. So we're not going to talk about the fact that there's a fucking Jamaican crab, but she's white. Okay, whatever. I don't even want to fucking talk about this. Not to mention when people are like, it's not scientifically. Man, I'm just going to do my Cartman voice every time I think of something. It's not scientifically bullshit, bitch. I don't want to hear fucking shit. She's a fucking fish. She's a fucking fish, bro. And the people that are mad about it, it's so many white men. Why do you grown ass white men? Why do you care? It is a children's movie. Why do you fucking care that the Little Mermaid is black? First of all, the fact that there's even representation at all for people of color is like such a huge step, because I still to this day do not have a princess that looks like me. Like, there's Elena of Avalor, yes, but I don't fucking count her. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because she's not an actual, she doesn't even have her own fucking movie. She's got a shit side Disney, she's like, they literally did not even give her her own show. Like, she was not her own thing at first. She came from fucking, like, Sophia the First, right? I'm pretty sure that's what happened. The only reason I even know that much is because I have nieces, okay, that I saw this shit with. And I was like, and honestly, I feel like she is like so many racial stereotypes, and I don't feel like she's any specific like Hispanic or Latin group at all. Like, I feel like they just smashed a bunch of stereotypes and made it. Because again, this is a little bit before they made Coco or like my new favorite, which is why can't I think of the fucking name right now? Encanto. I loved that movie. I've seen it so many fucking times. Ask Justin. I've seen that movie probably like at least 50 times now. And like I fucking love the We Don't Talk About Bruno. And you know what? My parents fucking love it too. So much that they named their new dog after it, okay? Okay? Like, they named him Bruno. And it's fucking adorable. And he's fucking adorable. And the whole goddamn movie is fucking adorable, okay? And it's the first damn time I've ever seen real representation of, because that's the thing. That's the thing, is I would see air quote representation, but not real representation. They have different hair textures, different skin colors, different, like, it blew my mind when I saw these characters. I was like, I've never seen anyone that looks like my family. Because my entire family, like if you see them, half of us don't even look air quote related, because I have cousins that have blonde hair, blue eyes, are white, black. Like it's crazy. None of us, like me and my brothers would never be able to deny that we're siblings. We all look like it. Literally, if like you put wigs on my brothers, it would be me. But or like if if I gained like 200 pounds of muscle, I'd be them. But I mean, really, like I've never seen like real representation like that. So for people to take that away from, you know, the Black community is just absurd. I trailed off. Anyway, in other words, the cosplay community can be just as fucking racist. That's all this shit is like deep rooted in, is racism. And what's so frustrating is that, like, honestly, some of my favorite fucking cosplays to see are when people make anime character that's not black. They look 10 times fucking cooler every goddamn time. I don't give a fucking shit what anyone thinks. They always look way cooler every damn time. I love seeing the curls. I love seeing the braids. I love this shit. And it's like, I don't understand. Why do you give a single fuck because your favorite character doesn't look the way you want them to look? No one bats a goddamn eye when a white person does a cosplay differently. And you know what? It's the bare fucking minimum. They could just like wear a sweatshirt and put on a wig and they're like, oh my God, canon. What? I don't understand where this mentality fucking comes from. It's just absurd. And the fact that it's just honestly, like I said, it's deep rooted racism. And I don't care if anyone's gonna hop in my damn comments, be like, I'm not racist because the character. The whole point of cosplay, by the way, if you don't know what cosplay is, it is literally costume play. That is what it stands for. So for you to get so fucking butthurt with your panties in a fucking wad about the fact that a character doesn't look the exact same. By the way, why do you fucking care if someone that is fat portrays a cosplay character? Because I'll tell you what, they don't have a lot of representation either. By the way, honestly, the only one I could think of right now that is like a mainstream character that is like fat is Fat Gum. That's like one of the only ones I can actually like think of that's not like an old man or something. You know what I mean? Like I really like off the top of my head, I can't think of anything right now. And that's so sad. That's so sad that there's not a range of representation. And let's not, if we're going to talk about deep-rooted racism, we have to call out animes because some of your favorite fucking animes are racist as fuck. Like there's so many, like, especially like I could think of like One Piece is the one that always comes to mind. Like when you see their black characters, like half of them are like racial stereotypes. And it makes me so angry. Now, not all of the characters, but that doesn't mean that it's not fucking racist. And it pisses me off when like people are like, oh, why won't you watch this anime? Why? I'm like, because I'm not going to support something that's fucking racist. Like point blank fucking period. I just can't watch it. Like, it just really frustrates me, like, to see that there are so many amazing animes out there that do have good character representation when it comes to, like, Black and people of color. Like, it really makes me mad when you see these really hurtful and damaging stereotypes when you have, like, other stuff like Bleach, Hunter x Hunter, even My Hero Academia has black, like that they look like real black people. They're not like that's the thing that I've never understood is like, oh well, they don't translate well to. No, you're full of fucking shit. You're full of fucking shit. By the way, let's not also forget that so many times like a character is perceived as black in like a manga, and then they change them to be white when they animate it. It's like there's just so much rooted racism in this shit that it frustrates me because like again the cosplay community isn't necessarily dying now. It's always been fucking toxic. That's what made me want to talk about this. And the thing is that your characters, your favorite anime characters, 90% of the time, no, I'm actually gonna go as far as 95% of the time, they're not fucking white. They're not fucking white. They're Asian. Unless specified, okay? Attack on Titan, they're all, like half of them are not fucking. There's only one like Asian character in Attack on Titan, and it's Mikasa. Like, so that you could say, yeah, all those characters, they're white. My Hero Academia, they're in fucking Japan. I don't understand where this shit comes from. Your favorite characters are not white. 90% of the time, they're Asian. That's not white. Okay, it's Asian. Like, I don't understand where this shit comes from. I really will never understand that mindset. I really will never understand that mindset, how you could just hate someone. Like, I really do not understand it. And the thing is that a lot of this hate with the cosplay community has in especially in TikTok and Instagram, because people can filter and like put filters and Photoshop and all this shit now, it makes it so much more damaging because there is even less representation now because you're plucking away at yourself, tweaking away because you don't look perfect or what you perceive as perfect. Who gives a single fuck if someone sees your stretch marks? Who gives a single fuck if you got a little tummy pudge coming out? It does not matter. Do you feel confident in that cosplay? Do you like how it turned out? That is the only thing that should fucking matter. Are you happy doing it? That is the only thing that matters. It is a hobby. It is a form of expression. It is something to do for fun and fulfillment. If you don't feel any of that shit, stop it right fucking now. I had to because I wasn't feeling happy doing it anymore. I felt this pressure to constantly push out content, to constantly start getting new cosplays, which by the way, again, I feel like a lot of this is coming from people who have never done it a single day in their life because they're constantly asking for more cosplays and characters, and it's like, I don't have that fucking money to do it. Do you want to support me? Do you want to pay for this cosplay? Do you want to at least donate something? I have an Amazon wish list. Do you want to buy something up? No, that never fucking happened for me. I had like maybe 2 friends, like when I would post about like, would anyone be willing to like support or would anybody, whatever, da 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 da. And like people would like scream to the mountaintops, yes, do this. I would totally support. Then when it fucking came down to it, when people realized support meant money, they don't want to fucking help. They're like, oh, no. I just want to see the outcome. The hundreds of dollars you spend on that cosplay and don't make a single fucking dime back from it. Yeah, I just want to see that picture when you're done or those videos when you're done. I had maybe 2 friends or like other, like I had a few mutuals like from TikTok that would buy me something. And you know why? Because they knew the struggle, because they were also fellow cosplayers. Those were the only times I had someone buy me something. It is such a sad thing that you can't depend on anyone or rely on even just friends to support you when they say they will. And by the way, I was not asking for money at all. I had an option to like put like donations as small as $1. $1. people did not want to donate to me. Because they don't give a single fuck how you get to the end outcome. They just want to see the end product. And it just became so much and so much pressure and like so much hate I was getting because I gained a little weight or because a character, like, let's say it didn't come out the way I wanted, but I still pushed out the content anyway, or it wasn't perfectly canon, whatever the fucking reason was. I just got so tired of getting so much hate. And it's like people are like, "Oh, well, you should expect that putting yourself out there." Well, let me tell you what. I'm just gonna say it. I guarantee if I was white, I would get at least half that hate. And that's the sad fucking truth. I know so many of my black friends and other like people of color that just like they had the exact same experience and they're like, I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take it anymore. It's exhausting when you're just getting pounded by nothing but it. It's like, yeah, you'll get that one nice comment, but when the rest of it is hate, that's pretty hard to keep pushing on. When everyone is literally shitting on you, then you look horrible. It's really fucking hard. And I could not financially keep up with it at the time. Like I got burnt out so fast. The burnout was so real and it came on so quickly because I came into cosplay like really late in life. Well, not late in life, late in my life. And it was because I finally had the time and money to do it. I was always part of that community. I just could never financially do it. And when I finally was able to and, started doing it, I loved doing it. I loved making the cosplays, seeing it come to life, seeing the character come to life. And then that would take a while. It was like, can think of like maybe 2 cosplays to where I was able to just buy the costume, put it on and start making videos or whatever for TikTok. But that was like 2 characters out of like the 15 that I had done. And the rest I had to at least at some point either style a wig, create some part of the costume, buy other accessories for it. Like it was never cheap. Like let me put it in some kind of perspective. Even when I got the cheap ass like $50 cosplays, like because I was making videos, I still had to buy a wig, which even a cheap one, $30. So look at that. That's $80 right there. Just for a damn wig and the shit ass costume. Not even a good one. Okay. Then let's say I wanted to spice it up a little bit. Get some contacts. That can start from like $50 plus for just one set of contacts for the character's eyes. Because let's face it, so many anime characters don't have normal fucking eyes. Okay. Like, so not to mention, I predominantly did female cosplays. So makeup, eyelashes, other accessories, shoes, that shit added up so quick. I never had a cosplay that was under $100 ever. The only time I did was because I had shit from other cosplays to be able to make another cosplay. But guess what? I still had to buy the damn wig. Still had to buy. There has never been a cosplay that I've ever been able to do that was completely free, like ever. And that's the frustrating thing is that I think when people see you as a cosplayer, if you start off doing well, because some people just have that talent to be able to do something well the first time and it looks great. I did not. My first cosplay was shit, but I was still proud of it. I did Persephone from Lore Olympus. That was my first cosplay. And my body paint was horrendous. My wig was horrendous. And I just used a white dress that I had to like lying around. But when I put it on, I felt so pretty, so confident. I had so much fun just doing it and getting into it that I was like, I want to do this more. And I kept making more cosplays and figuring out what other characters. But even still, I had to put in so much time into those things. Like, the other thing is that sometimes, like, I never had a cosplay that it was just easy, like, for me to get into. Like, ever. Okay? It was exhausting but I loved doing it because it was a hobby, because it was something I enjoyed, because it made me feel confident, because I had fun with my friends doing it. And I feel like social media had really taken that away from me as soon as I started putting myself out there. I kinda wish I hadn't just jumped into TikTok doing it, because if I had just been able to experience it and just, like, sharing pictures with my friends, I feel like I might have wanted to do it longer. I really do. And I think a lot of other people probably feel the same way. Like, I feel like a lot of people started cosplay, at least in recent years, through TikTok because the community got really big up through there and they burnt out very quickly. Like, I hadn't even been doing it 2 years and I quit doing it. I couldn't financially keep up with it. I became so depressed because I was just so the pressure from people to demand, like, new things or, "Oh, you should cosplay this character," and it was never a simple character. It was always something that I knew would be expensive, and honestly, they probably knew would be expensive, but because they think, "Oh, you're taking pictures and posting them, you must be making something from this." No, it's a hobby. I didn't get paid shit for this. I was doing it because I enjoyed doing it, and I wanted to share it with people. But that got taken away from me between all the racism, the hate, the expectations, the the demand for new content, new just more faster and faster and faster. I got so burnt out and so tired and I couldn't do it anymore. I feel like because TikTok blew up so quickly, you know, and the community itself with cosplaying blew up through that, it also became annoying for other cosplayers because I knew a lot of my friends would do one cosplay that would, like, blow them up, and people only wanted to see that cosplay. Like, they saw them as that character, and if they did anything else, those they would get shit views. They would be like, Where's your Nanami cosplay? Where's your whatever the fuck character it was?" And they're like, "Okay, well, I wanna do other cosplays. I don't wanna just do this character. Like, yes, I enjoy that character. That's why I made that cosplay, but I don't only want to do this character." That was kind of the whole point why I do this because I enjoy doing multiple characters. And I feel like that got taken away from a lot of my friends. Like, I know a few of my friends who would, like, kill it for a certain character and it would look like they would look exactly like them. By the way, that doesn't matter. You don't have to look exactly like the character. You can do it however the fuck you want. That is literally the whole point of cosplay is to just enjoy yourself. And they would get burnt out so quick because they were like, I can't keep up with this. Like, I've run out of ideas for this character. It's run its course for me. I don't even want to cosplay this character anymore because I'm sick of it because that's all people ever wanna see, and then they don't even like the character anymore because they have that, like, pressure from other people to only be that character. They perceive them as the character themselves because they can't separate the cosplayer from the character, and that's what's disgusting because that happens at cons too. People think that just because you're in a costume, it's okay to touch you. No, you need fucking consent. I can't tell you how many times my friend has been groped because people think that her boobs are fake because, they make the chest plates for like drag queens and stuff like that. Whatever. They always think her boobs are fake and they go to just touch them without even fucking asking her. It's disgusting. Or people will take pictures without asking you. It's just fucking common decency to just be like, "Hey, I really enjoy your cosplay. Can I take a picture with you or of you?" And not be a fucking creep. I don't understand, like, how hard that is for some people. I really don't understand why that's so difficult to just ask. Like, I have so many female friends who have been followed, have been recorded, like, without their permission, like and I don't mean, like, just taking a quick picture. I mean, like, they're following them and trying to, like, record under their skirt or take pictures of them bent over, whatever the fuck, like something that is just beyond a fucking line. Like, it's despicable. It's disgusting. That shit needs to fucking stop. And if you see someone doing some shit like that, call them the fuck out. Bring it to other people's attention. Yell it out because they need to know what they're doing is fucking disgusting. Embarrass them because they don't fucking deserve to feel comfortable if they made someone else feel uncomfortable. It's predatory. It's despicable. It's disgusting. And they need to be called out for it. And you know what's sad is a lot of the time it's kids. It really is because they don't understand boundaries to just ask. Now, a lot of the time it's also adults. I'm not going to discredit that.
I was going to say they're probably getting it from the adults.
Yeah, a lot of the time it's because they're seeing that behavior, and they think it's okay. Because kids are like sponges, they repeat what they see, what they hear. And it's just, again, the cosplay community is not dying. It's been this way. It's just getting more notice now because it's all on social media. That's really all it is. TikTok, I will say, has, in my opinion, made, if anything, it worse in the way that it's just faster, the burnout, I think, for a lot of people. I really do. Because again, like I said, there's that demand for constant new content, and people cannot separate the person from the content. They just want more, more, more. And because people are just scrolling, I mean, Markiplier talked about this recently, on like his podcast, that, because people have the ability to just continuously scroll and have endless content, it makes a demand for more content. And I could not agree with that more. It's like, yes, I fucking love TikTok. I love the community there in the sense that, I can literally make a reference to something from TikTok and like everyone in the room will know it. I love that. I think that's fucking awesome. And I think it's hilarious that we can do something like that. But also we have to acknowledge the toxicity in bad behaviors on the app and in social media in general. Because, nothing is going to get better if we don't call out the shit behavior. And it's like, where do we go from here? Like, how do we make this shit better to where the next generation doesn't have to worry about the bullshit? It's like, maybe if we talked about it more openly, then it could change some of that behavior. Because again, like, the thing that sucks is that I love doing cosplay. I love it so much. But because other people kept making me feel so bad for something because it wasn't perfect, it really burnt me out so quickly, and it made me second guess myself. Like, I felt so confident in this. Why am I feeling like shit now because other people say it's bad when initially I was so proud of it? That should be the only thing that matters. Are you proud of it? Are you confident in it? Because that's not always going to be the thing. Like, you're not always going to feel confident in a cosplay. There have been so many times where I was like, yep, I just spent all this money and it looks like absolute shit. It looks like shit. And I just had to start over or just say, I need to come back to this when I'm in a good headspace, or if I am even going to revisit it. Because if it makes me feel that badly about myself, I need to put it away. You should never expose yourself to something that makes you feel so badly about yourself that you start having bad thoughts and only hyperfixate on that bad thought. You know what I mean? Like, if you get to a point where you're like talking so bad, like only saying bad things about yourself, just take the fucking thing off. Just take the cosplay off, put it away, and maybe in a few months from now or a year from now or a few years from now, like, you'll like it better. But in the moment now, if you're not feeling good, put it away. Put it away. It's okay. Not every cosplay is gonna work out. Not every video is gonna be, Spielberg production, you know? It's just the reality of it, like, everyone has different phone qualities, different editing software, different lighting, like, I look back at, like, some of my first cosplay videos, and it's literally, like, me in front of a blanket, in front of an open window, because that was the only lighting I could do. Like, I still love some of those videos, you know? It's because I was just genuinely happy, you know? The thing is, like, I'm guilty of it. I've edited cosplay pictures and, put filters on stuff so the picture looks cooler or whatever. And that's all good and dandy, like, totally, go ahead and do it, but don't pick away at yourself so much that you can't recognize yourself. I feel like that's where it gets dangerous because, then you're gonna always hyper fixate on those little things. It's okay to keep a pimple in a picture, you know? Like, half the time, no one notices that stuff.
Yeah, and on the other side of the coin, there'll be people that, might tell you, "Well, just don't listen to them." But at
Yeah.
the end of the day, though, it's a lot of people that magnify
Mm.
those little insecurities. Like, "Okay, this cosplay's not that great, but you know what? I had fun making it, let's put it out there." And then, shit.
Again, the magnitude of it. It's not like, I could take I mean, anyone that knows me knows I can take a lot. Like, I really can. I wouldn't even do this shit if I couldn't take it. But you can't say that it doesn't affect you at all, you know? That I don't think that's possible. And you know what it is that people just got so comfortable to not be in front of someone and to say something that it makes it so much easier for and I mean, it's literally a click away, literally. And, a lot of people troll to make themselves feel better, and it's just really toxic and sad, honestly, that so many people feel that way, you know what I mean? And then there's just some bad people. Let's just be honest. There are just some shit people out there who want others to feel bad because it brings them enjoyment. And, you know, it's again really sad that that's even like a thing that we have to acknowledge, but we need to because there are just some bad people out there. It sucks because, obviously if we could just shut it all away, it would make you feel better, but you know that there's still people thinking that, it doesn't stop the thought. And that's the thing is like you can't, completely censor the world away to the point where you can filter everything out. It's not possible. Even if you turn off the comments, if you turn off the dislikes, whatever the fuck it is, it's still gonna come. It doesn't make it go away, you know? If anything, I feel like a lot of the time that heightens it, because people, especially on TikTok, can, like, stitch it or make their own video and screen record and put the clip in there to it doesn't make it go away. The internet is forever, unfortunately, um, and, you know, the more you grow up, you realize how shitty the internet can be. But it's also can be, like, something so awesome and cool where it brings people together, but it can also be, like, that really evil and bad thing where it, like, really tears somebody down completely. I mean, we've unfortunately seen, like, creators, unalive themselves and, you know, because that just feeling got to them because so many people were just they couldn't, you know, put that bad feeling away after receiving it so many times. I really hope that eventually I can create a good, kind community. I know it's not gonna be perfect. Like, there's always gonna be those people that are gonna leave bad comments, hate, whatever. But I genuinely hope that in the future I can have like a very big like family community where it's majority just good, kind people because that's the environment I want to bring to people. Like I really do try to put good out into the world and to make other people happy. I'm kind of a people pleaser. It really sucks because I will do anything to make other people happy. It's goes to the point to where it's like I will put their happiness before mine, which is like, yes, a very kind thing, but it also like chips away at at me. And, this community is something I really care about and I love and am passionate about. And I just really hope that eventually, we can come together as a community and just call out that shit behavior and actually change it. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, we can keep calling it out all we want, but until we start really making strides to make it a safer, better place, it's never gonna fucking change.
It's not gonna change if you fight fire with fire.
Exactly. If you just, treat those people like shit, they're just gonna go out and treat other people like shit, you know? It's like you can and the thing is like, I'm not saying baby the racist. No, call them the fuck out. They don't deserve that kindness. I'm just gonna be fucking honest. They don't deserve the like, you can't but you also need to realize that there are just sometimes you cannot scream at people because just because you're screaming doesn't mean they're gonna listen. And that's the sad truth. I mean, it's sad that I have to say it like that, but it's the truth. Like, if you can have, like, a real conversation with people and, like, an adult conversation and just be like, "Hey, I saw what you did. Really wasn't fucking cool. This is why it wasn't cool." Sometimes people really are just fucking ignorant and don't understand boundaries or don't understand what they're saying is fucked up. I know that that is, like, giving so many people the benefit of the doubt, but again, I cannot stress this enough. Sometimes it's kids and they've seen the behavior, heard the words, and they're just regurgitating it because they don't really know the weight of what they're saying or doing is.
And even though nobody really likes to admit this for whatever reason, people change, and that's not a bad thing.
Exactly. Like you can influence people into being better. There is always room for change and improvement and growth in people. It's okay to, teach someone something. It's okay to, talk to them and be like, "Hey," even if it's like something like maybe what they said made you uncomfortable and instead of if you don't feel like calling them out right there out in the open, maybe just having pulling them to the side later on and being like, "Hey man, what you said wasn't cool earlier. This is why it wasn't cool to me." And if they say like "fuck you man" and like react big, likely is that they're not going to change. But there are a good amount of people who'll be like, "Man, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that what I said was that fucked up. Now that you brought it to my attention and explained why it was that way, I won't do that again." And they genuinely mean that because like I said, I really do try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I really do. I want to see the good in people. I have more hope that their people are genuinely good than the opposite. I know a lot of people probably think the opposite, that most people are bad and can be like whatever. But I really do feel like a lot of the time people have some kind of moral compass, and they realize what they're saying is bad. And if you just have a good conversation, open conversation, you can usually turn that shit around. Not always. Sometimes that shit is deep rooted. Like I said, with the cosplay community, there is so much racism. Anime community too. I mean, like just in general, like in the nerd spectrum, there's a shit ton of racism. I'm so glad now though that people are not afraid to voice that. Before, like you couldn't, but not that you couldn't, but it was really hard to say some shit because then you had like 10 more people coming at you like, no, 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 no. But now there is that feeling of community where it's like, no, like we're gonna be heard. You need to hear these things. It's been going on way too long.
And just because they might wanna have a conversation doesn't mean or I'm sorry, just because you might wanna have a conversation doesn't mean they wanna have a conversation.
Exactly. They may not be receptive to it, but
And at the end of the day, though, I mean, hey, you gotta wipe your hands clean of that. You gotta wipe your ear holes from that because they're gonna be in their own world, and even though you know what they're doing is wrong, they don't think that.
yeah,
And you can't get past that on people, some people.
exactly. And that's the thing. It's like I'm just glad now that people have that opportunity to speak out because that was not always the case, you know? And again, I really do feel like we can make this community better, but in order to do that, we need to acknowledge that there is something wrong. Again, I cannot stress enough that the cosplay community has always been fucking toxic. Like, there has always been bad in it, but there is also so much good, and we can make it better and more accepting if we call out that bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, it really, I feel like it can be fixed. I really do. And it's just a matter of like, can we get a big enough community to call out that bullshit? Like really. Like and I really do feel like it is somewhat getting better because there are more people talking about it, that there should be more inclusivity. There just should be more. Period. Like it's not even just about inclusivity. It's about the fact that not everyone has the means to do this hobby the way that other people expect them to. People just want to be able to do it. Again, it is a hobby. And, it should not be like all about money or all about the way you look. It really should not. It should just be something that's fun and enjoyed and shared. Like that's the whole thing, is that it is a community, you know? I really hope that in the future things can get better. And I feel like there is that opportunity for it to. And, I know I'm probably gonna get so much shit just for even calling out all the bullshit. Like that doesn't, because that happened as soon as I talked about cosplay the first time, or when the fact that like women still get shit on just in the nerd space in general. Like the first comment I got on that video was like, that doesn't fucking happen anymore. And guess what? It was a fucking white man. So it's like you're doing exactly what you said doesn't happen. Ugh, the hypocrisy is really what gets to me more than anything. I just really hope that, the next generation can really break through this bullshit, you know? Like, I really do feel like each generation, especially like, technically I am Gen Z, but I'm like on that line, literally. Like, I am the cutoff of that age group. So it's really hard for me sometimes. Like, but man, Gen Z really don't put up with shit. And then the generation after them, I can't remember who they are, but man, they're even fucking crazier. Like, holy shit. They do not give a single fuck. Like, and you know why? It's because they've had to put up with so much bullshit from the other generations. They're fucking angry. They really are. And I hope that they can fix shit because damn, I'm tired of it too. I'm really fucking tired of it. Like having to fight for the fact, just like for me to be able to enjoy something without someone shitting on me because I'm not white. Like, really. Or because I'm not perfectly skinny or because I don't have giant anime tits. Like it's just stupid.
Something I wanted to mention earlier, I'm kind of re-bringing this up, but I feel like I've talked about this before. I can't remember if it was just with you or if it was
Mhm.
another episode. The For You page on TikTok.
Mhm.
Everybody's trying to go viral.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and specifically talking about cosplay here,
Mhm.
based off of your experiences, you get that one video that viral, whatever, air quotes, and more viewers than you've ever had ever before. And then what happens is those followers might be interested in seeing you, and then all of a sudden, you have to learn how to be you wanna keep that trend going on.
Yeah.
But the thing about, YouTube is that it usually takes a while to get to that point, and you have to learn who you
Mhm.
are as a creator, who you are in the public eye, let alone personally. But TikTok, it can make
Yeah.
that second video of yours just pop off, and then you're not ready for it.
Yeah.
And then what happens is the
You
burnout.
again, the burnout, you can't keep up with the demand. That's exactly what it stems from. Again, I think Markiplier touched on that it's just like, again, that need for constant content. And it's just, again, that burnout comes so quick because you just can't keep up with that demand because you were never expecting it to. You know what I mean? You were just doing something for fun. And it's like, yeah, it'd be cool if it got a few views. But a lot of the time, I genuinely think people don't expect anything like that. Like, yeah, it's cool. But now TikTok is known for that anyone can go viral. And I think that's what's so scary now, is that now that's what people are trying to do. And the people who were just doing it for the fun of it now, they're just burnt out because they can and a lot of big TikTok, content creators that started from the beginning, that blew up, they're like, "No, I'm tired of this shit." Because again, they're so
They
tired.
had no time to grow
Yeah.
into the content creator that they wanted to be or needed to be or knew how to be.
And a lot of the time, what I've noticed with TikTok is that people don't give a shit about the person, like, behind the content. It's not like YouTube where you build, like, your
You build a
mini
relationship
yeah,
with,
you
you
build
build
a
a community,
relationship, you
yada,
build a
yada, yada.
community. It's that they're just like, "No, no, no, I just give a fuck about, like, what you're funny, like, more jokes, more cosplay, more cosplay." Like, damn, like, can I relax? Because if you're not like, TikTok punishes you when you don't post, like, daily, multiple times a day, like, you'll get shit views. Again, because you're trying to keep up with the fact that you like, all these views, like, all these videos popping up at the same time, and it's just, again, so fucking exhausting.
TikTok giveth, TikTok taketh away.
Yeah, it really, really does. The burnout is really, I feel, what's killing majority of the communities on TikTok. It's not just the cosplay community. I feel like just in general, social media has become so poisoned when it used to be something that could just be fun and you could write off, and now it's just like more likes, more likes, more likes, more views, more views, more views. And it's like, again, like, yes, everyone wants that. And I feel like people are so full of shit when they say they don't want that. Like, unless they genuinely are just like posting shit for their friends and family and like are just like private, whatever. But I feel like everyone really does want that validation. That's what they're seeking out. Other people to tell them, you did good. You look good. You know what I mean? And it's again, like
TikTok sells the YouTube dream. Hey, you could get this many views.
exactly. Like it's crazy because again, like I felt that so quickly with my podcast. The same kind of thing happened. Like I just wanted to start it for fun. We literally started it up on a random Sunday. I look over at Justin. I'm like, "Hey, you want to do a podcast?" We we came up with a name that same day, and it took me forever, like a week or 2 to come up with a logo, just like to kind of throw up on shit, and I just started posting shit, and it blew up pretty quickly, and I got so burnt out because I couldn't keep up with anything, and then life got in the way and I had to stop and pull away, and now I'm able to come back and, like, figure out how I want to do it, but I feel like if I had like, again, it was like the TikTok mentality, like, I just can't keep up right now, and I don't have the means to, and this is just something I do for fun. I don't make any money from this. This is just something I enjoy doing.
Well, I mean, there was a lot at play in that whole situation. I mean, there was a lot that's gone on in the
Yeah.
I mean, hell, since season 1 and then
Yeah.
season 2 and then to now, I mean, because it's not just about picking up a mic and recording audio and talking the shit that you wanna get off your
I mean,
chest.
we are literally surrounded by blankets right now.
No, it's soundproofing. No, but, like, I mean, it's done a lot better than it used to be.
Yeah.
But, no, I mean, there was a lot of stuff that was going on, and, I mean, this is not just a individual effort that, both team members in this have to be hard in it, and because it's a lot of work to do, and I mean, I wasn't in a place to be able to do it,
Yeah.
to help out with anything, and, and then when you're on a seesaw and that weight is going from one person to the other person,
Yeah,
it's hard to really establish what you want to make.
and we were basically doing, like, episodes live at that point, like, we were trying to do, like, weekly episodes, and because that at the time, that's really all we could do was, like, record, push it out, because we didn't have any other time to, like, pre-record. We did not even have the time to pre-record, because we would only have the time to do, like, 1 episode, and then the rest of the day, we're like, "Okay, we gotta go do other shit now," because our jobs were just so demanding, or our especially our lives at that point, we were trying so hard to balance work, life, friends, jobs, like, and just not wanting to just not do anything, you know what I mean? Like, it was just so exhausting, and we started off having fun, and then because we could not keep up with it, we got tired of it. It wasn't enjoyable anymore. And that's really what my whole point about this is that when you enjoy doing something and then you feel that pressure to constantly do more, it takes that joy away. It becomes a chore at that point. It's not fun anymore, and even if it is your job and you enjoy doing it, just that constant demand and constant pressure, that can make you hate it, you know? It really when you're not having fun anymore, I feel like that's when you should take a moment, step back, look at what it is that you really want. Do you want to continue just because? Or do you want to would you rather take a step away and say, it's not working right now? What can I do to make this better? Even if it's just stepping away right now. You can always come back to something versus just, killing yourself over it, like really, like that was the thing is I just became so tired with both cosplay and the podcast, that I was just like, I can't do this right now. And I'm gonna have to just step away right now because I'm not enjoying this right now. I don't have the means to do this right now. I need to really look at myself and think, what should I do to make this better? Right now, I need to focus on me. And that's what's gonna make it better later on. And I feel like a lot of people should do that at some point. Like, are you still enjoying this? Ask yourself that. Because if you're not, you should probably take a step back and figure out one why you're not enjoying it and then evaluate like how can I improve on this? What can I do to change this? If I don't have that ability to do this in this moment, maybe I should step away and come back to it later. I mean, like I was saying earlier, there's going to be those cosplays that don't turn out the way you expected to, the way that you had them planned in your head. And sometimes it's best to put the cosplay away, reevaluate, and maybe come back to it.
Well, I mean, that's what we did.
Yeah.
We couldn't do what we wanted to do because we want to make this so
Yeah.
much more than what it is currently, and
Yeah.
we have full confidence in it. We know it's gonna happen because we enjoy it. We are putting our hearts and our passions into it, but sometimes it was just taking that step away, like Rachel said, and, reevaluating and kind of, readjusting and changing how you wanted to go about doing it. I mean, I know this conversation's gone to a lot of peaks and valleys
Yeah.
with,
So many different topics.
cosplay community, but it's all rooted in the same thing. Haters, whether it be TikTok or wherever, and maybe not even just cosplay, but haters,
Mhm.
trolls, wanna their only goal is to make you feel like shit.
Exactly.
And it's all kind of deep rooted around the whole same scenario in a way.
Mhm. I really do hope things can improve. Again, like for me, the thing that I had to do was step away and say, this is something that is only making me feel worse right now. And it's not good for my mental state. It is not making me happy. It's depressing me and it's making me feel like shit about myself. I need to step away. No matter how much I love doing this, right now, it's not making me happy and I really don't enjoy doing it. So I need to step away. I had to do that for cosplay. And, it really sucked. And it was really hard for me to come to that. It was really hard for me to have to come to that decision because I was planning so many cosplays at that time. I had literally 10 cosplays lined up, ready to go. And I was like, no, like I already talked about this. I already showed some of this. Like I need to put out those videos. No, I had to stop. It was not doing anything productive or well for my mental state. And I needed to really understand that even though other people were like, no, it looks so good, I didn't feel good about it. I didn't feel confident. And that was the thing is like, even if other people were telling me it was good, whatever, if I didn't fucking like it, I wasn't going to do it. It's just like if drawing, like when you hate a drawing and somebody's like, oh, that's so good. And you're like, man, this is shit. If you feel like shit about it, you're gonna erase that shit. You're gonna throw it away, no matter what that other fucking person said, because you're not confident in it. It just came to a point where I wasn't okay, and I had to really think about what can I do to make this better for myself. I'm just gonna have to put this away for right now. I'm gonna have to stop for right now. And I don't owe anyone any fucking explanation or anything as to why I stopped or why I had to stop or anything. That's between me, myself, and my mental state. And, you know, I think again, the best thing you can do for yourself is think about yourself. It's okay to be selfish sometimes, you know? It's healthy, honestly, because again, like I said, I'm a people pleaser. So in that point, I was just trying to make other people happy because I had already said, "Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna have this amount of videos coming out. I'm gonna da, 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 da." And I was promising so much of myself to other people who did not give me anything in return. You know what I mean? I was not gaining anything from it other than just I did it. I did it. You know what I mean? But I did not feel fulfilled. I didn't feel happy with the outcome. I was just trying to feed that hunger for sorry, thought about the Obi-Wan thing. There's a hunger for this character. If you're an H3 fan, I hope you get that fucking reference. Oh my god. Anyway, there's a fuck, now I can't even. Anyway, um shit. Anyway, so I couldn't feed that hunger for the constant want of content. Like I felt like a little shop of horrors moment. It was like, feed me like more, more. Like I couldn't fucking satisfy anyone, including myself. And I was like, I just need to stop. I need to stop right now, step away. I'll come back to it when I want to. It's always gonna be there for me. My cosplay's still there. I can always come back to it when I want. I can make new ones. I can improve on old ones. I can always do new. I can redo. I can make new. And it was really hard for me to have to like come to terms with that. And I really hope that just talking about this, like other people realize that they could do the same. You know, it's always going to be there. It's not going to, like you can always come back to something. It's okay. And a lot of the time it's for the better cuz honestly, I feel like if we hadn't stopped, doing the podcast to then come back now, I would have never done it again. I really do feel like that. I really feel like I would have given up after the amount of burnout I had because I would have just been so angry all the time and like upset and like God and just would not have had fun because I have fun coming up with these topics. I mean, clearly I get passionate about this stuff. So, if I don't enjoy the topics, I come up with or talk about, not worth it at that point. That's really the bottom fucking line. It's not worth it if you're not happy or enjoying it anymore. But that's just how shit is. I feel like Matt Pat right now. But that's yeah, I don't know how to end this, I feel like this is theory, game theory, God. Anyway, you know. Man. Yeah. As always, it's not easy being geeky. Thanks again, guys. Tune in next. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, as always, it's not easy being geeky. Don't forget to check us out on all of our socials. Check out our website, noteasybeingeeky.com, where links to everything are there. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. See you guys later. Bye.